Let's get things moving here, shall we? And we're going to start off today with this. You know, one of the best shows on television, got nominated for Emmys, all that kind of stuff, has been The Last of Us. I love it. I know not as many people completely love season 2. I don't give a crap. I loved season 2. I didn't think it was as good as season 1, but I loved it. I thought it was great. Now, this show has been run by Craig Mazin, who produced and showran and wrote arguably one of the greatest single seasons of television, I'll say it, in history, with Chernobyl.
Yeah.
So Craig Mazin has been running this show along with the game creator, Neil Druckmann. And the two of them have kind of been running it for the first 2 seasons. Well, yesterday a story came out that Neil Druckmann is now stepping away and will not be really involved in season 3, as he's going to focus on, well, his main job, which is running Naughty Dog, and the next video game they have coming out. This comes from the folks over at Variety, who write the following. They say this. Where'd it go? Here it is. Neil Druckmann has announced he is stepping away from The Last of Us TV series at HBO. I've made the difficult decision to step away from my creative involvement in The Last of Us on HBO, Druckmann said in a statement posted on the official Instagram account for Naughty Dog, the PlayStation-owned video game studio behind The Last of Us franchise. With work completed on season 2 and before any meaningful work starts on season 3, now is the right time for me to transition my complete focus to Naughty Dog and its future projects, including writing and directing our exciting next game, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet, which they've been talking about for a long time, along with my responsibilities as studio head and head of creative. Co-creating the show has been a career highlight, he continued. It's been an honor to work alongside Craig Mazin to executive produce, direct, and write on the last 2 seasons. I'm deeply thankful for the thoughtful approach and the dedication and talented cast and crew took to adapting The Last of Us Part 1 and a continued adaptation of The Last of Us Part 2. All right. As somebody who has deeply loved the first couple of seasons of The Last of Us, my first reaction to it was, oh no, like they're splitting the team up. The more I thought about it though, and I remember once during season 1, you said something along these lines, Rob, but the more I thought about it was that the real television writer is Craig Mazin. And I think having Druckmann there as the guy who created the game to really kind of be the moral North Star of the spirit of the show's going to go, and Mazin to then bring it to life and flesh it out and stuff like that. Now that they're 2 seasons into it, I guess I would question whether Mazin would really need Neil there anymore, now that they've totally got the direction set and all that kind of stuff. The other thing to me is also this. Neil's got a full-time job. He's supposed to be the head of this studio. Now, I'm not getting political at all, but from a business point of view, it kind of reminds me a little bit when what's his name, Elon Musk, was doing all of his Doge stuff. Meanwhile, the shareholders of Tesla were going, we have a company here you should be dedicating your time to. We have a company here you're supposed to be looking after and running and navigating, and you're spending all your time over there doing that. Whatever you think about that, regardless, just from a business point of view. And with this new game they keep announcing, and the fact that he's supposed to be creating, writing, directing it on top of, as he reminded us, being the head of studio and the head of creative. You know, I've never done that job, Rob, but I bet it's a fairly time-intensive job. I'm guessing if I had that job, I wouldn't have time to do something else.
I think you're probably correct.
I'm going to go out on a limb and guess it's a pretty tough job. So at first I was kind of disappointed to hear about it, but it does kind of make sense. And I think they can probably move on just fine. Anyway, Rob, you know, you were here when we found out about this. What's your first impression of Neil Druckmann stepping away?
Well, first of all, you know, if you are a video game creator, video games really, cinema and television, I think, is the art form of the 20th century. I think gaming, while it began in the 20th century, is going to reach heights we can't even conceive of even now in the 21st. And I think that Druckmann coming on board and helping shepherd The Last of Us seasons 1 and 2 into existence. I mean, season 1, I think, was a bona fide, brilliant year of television.
Yeah. Oh,
season of TV.
it was incredible.
But the fact is, unless you're in love with the process, making films and television, making them, is not exactly the most exciting job in the world. It is a long, meticulous process that is full of sitting in rooms editing. And if you're not, I love editing. I can sit and edit for thousands of hours at a time. Some people, a lot of people, aren't really built for that. And I can understand there's no more really Neil Druckmann could do. They already know where they're going. And it's like Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, or whatever. That sounds pretty big to me.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
I mean, I
love the name of it.
Yeah, and I think that a guy like Neil Druckmann, his forte is the video game world. I'm sure that's what he loved. And working in a company like Naughty Dog, I don't know his history, but working his way up and being a game creator at the pinnacle of that industry, and every game that comes out is going to be more innovative. They're going to do more interesting things. It allows him to scratch that creative itch. I mean, he already did The Last of Us, and turning it into another medium's a win. So it makes a lot of sense to me. He's like, "This, you guys got this. You don't need me anymore." I think you're right. I think it's like he did what he had to do. And he's going to go on to greener pastures. Well, he's going to go back to his green pasture because Naughty Dog's, one of the pinnacles of the industry, and go make something astonishing. I think that's what creative people should do.
Yeah, and again, time to go back to work. Time to go back to your job.
Yeah.
And you're right. Like they finished the work on season 2, and really season 3 is just the extension of the second game already. They've already got everything laid out. So is he really needed to be there right now? And the answer to that, as long as you still got Craig Mazin, then the answer to that is probably no. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Stitch Fix. Let's be honest, shopping is not my thing. I've wasted way too much of my time either in stores or scrolling for clothes, only to end up with stuff that doesn't fit or just, doesn't work. See, that's why I use Stitch Fix. You take a quick style quiz, your size, your vibe, your budget, and boom, you're paired with a real human stylist who curates pieces just for you. They send you a fix box with clothes actually fit for your life. Stuff you'll wear to work, on weekends, or wherever. It saves me time, helps me look great, and I never have to step foot in a store. You try everything on at home, keep what works, and send back the rest. Free shipping and returns, no subscription required. Oh, and your first fix? The try-on is totally free. So if you're tired of the endless shopping grind, this is your sign to try Stitch Fix. Seriously, it's style without the stress. Head to stitchfix.com/Campea to get $20 off your first order, and they'll waive your styling fee. That's stitchfix.com/Campea. Anyway, guys, the question is for you. What do you think about this? One of the two co-showrunners, Neil Druckmann, the creator of the game itself, is stepping away for Last of Us Season 3, but Craig Mazin is still there to run the show. Are you okay with that? Are you excited for him going? Are you excited for the new game they're going to be making? However you feel about it, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.